Free beer. Free beer. What? What? I think this guy makes beer in his house. I'm gonna go try a free beer. I'm kind of scared. Free beer? What the heck is this? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? G-Scene! 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 Here we are. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? It's a beautiful day. It's like, I don't know, like 80 degrees. Let me know if everything looks good, sounds good. El Canedo's in the chat. That's right, boys. Hey, Hammerhead, how you doing? Good to see you. It's like there's some people walking. We're gonna follow them on in. Thank you, Althea. That's great. All right, good to hear. Good to hear. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they have a spot they're going to. My who? I'm not sure where they're walking to, but oh, I just got sprayed by water! Yay! There's like water in the tree. What's it called? The plants. Should we catch up at the middle of the pack or something?
Thank you for your service. Hoorah!
I was giving you rabbit.
Oh, that's cute. I'm actually going to
I better get on the sidewalk here. Even though the roads are closed, it's like people eating right there, I think. Well, look at that. I got a horse and buggy. That's amazing. That's, you know, I guess how you know a sign of a good town. Let's go look at the horse real quick. I'm going to handle the cowboy.
He's all on his own. You know, I was at the racetrack and something similar to that happened. The horse I bet on flew out of the gate. I'm fearing he's insured.
That ain't Skinner. That's Freebird, right? 'Cause I'm free as a bird now. And this bird you cannot change. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. And this bird you cannot change.
Circle back around over the other side of
The Portland mayor, what? Ted Weiner? Didn't someone mispronounce his name? What did they call 10-wheeler? Was it like Trump or somebody else? They called him some totally different name. Do you guys recall? The weather's beautiful. It's like super sunny, warm and dry, not humid. But it might get hotter later on tonight. I'm not sure where we're marching to, but we'll figure it out. Look at that. This is 6 feet. What does that mean? Damn, 6 foot chilies. That's amazing. Oh, Todd Whalen. That's right, Todd Whalen. So what did Todd Whalen say in his letter? If you guys can have a couple of funny paraphrases, I'm sure it's hilarious. Dude, I bet he has to move out of that condo now, boy. HOA's on his butt. Todd Whalen, dude. That's freaking awesome. Do you guys know where they do that? Is that just like accidental, or do you think they do it on purpose? They cut into the stump. Let me get this film. Todd Whalen and Kate Brown. Get them out. But who's gonna get in there? That's the problem. This guy's taking the super awesome photos with his super lens. We're following the crowd, Blazer. I know where to go. They're probably in distance. Probably like, hopefully there's like soda pop and hot dogs or something at the end. That'd be like the best walk ever. We've arrived. Here's chips and hot dogs. I'd support that. I can't be here, guys. I've been on the internet too long. So get me. Yeah, usually they have a UFO festival here, and I think they canceled it because of COVID this year. But last time I came here to stream, it was amazing. It was such a cool festival, but I didn't have hardly any internet. But now I got internet, so we got the help. So I was hoping they're going to have it this year. Then we could have streamed it, but they didn't have it this year, obviously. Dude, what was that dude's name? A couple of radio personalities showed up. There's like, it was alien everything. It's awesome. And UFO everything. Hey Brian from the Bronx, how you doing, brother? It burns when you pee, well quit peeing. Problem solved, baby. Or if it just started burning, don't worry, you'll get used to it. Yeah, if your pee burns, give it like 3 years. You'll get used to it, bro. It's like anything else in life. Oh, you got some friends coming down here?
Press! Oh, damn, not the blue mace!
Portland, buy a cold beer later on, it's on me.
Buy a cold beer later on you? You got it, brother. I will definitely buy a cold beer. I wish my alerts, I fixed my alerts and I'm not fixed. Dang it. Thank you so much for that 5. Blazer, I do appreciate you, brother. I will buy a nice coldie, I promise. We might go to a bar around here and spend that money locally, actually. Oh wait, we're going back? Oh man. Did just shout all the peoples? No, I'm keeping my distance, keeping my 6 feet. If I get closer than 6 feet, I gotta put the mask on. We don't want to do that. Yep, I brought my special sunglasses and my special hat thanks to Froggerty. Shut up, Froggerty. Justin, your $2 thank you, PortlandAndy is stuck in be like an earworm now.
Thank you, Portland.
Comments about USDA
like
Prime instead of cheap steaks.
Now.
I might donate more. Yeah, I'm gonna get some wonderful steaks tonight. We're gonna get a nice bottle of scotch, and we're gonna spend some nice money and get some really good steaks from the meeting place. So if they have like some Snake River Wagyu, we'll get that. If not, we'll get some local, straight up, excellent USDA Grade A beef. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate it. You'll see what we get. Today's steak day. Oh, they're playing the F Donald Trump song. Yeah, she's showing them. She's doing her part, y'all. How much is the Wagyu? It depends on if they have it or not. I think it was how much was it? It was like $70. It's like $35 a pound, I think, right around there. But that's if they have it. Oh, last time I had to ask them, and they brought the whole freaking roast out, the whole big old thing, and they cut me off in freshies. But we'll see if they got it this time. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. There's also a Wagyu farm in Cornelius where they get their meat from too. But we'll see what's up with the guy. It's a butcher, you know. Everything's different every day. I'm pretty sure per pound we don't go by kilograms here in America, or at least not in Oregon. Well, just $35 a pound is a lot better than $150 a pound with some of that A5 from Kyogesha Farms. She's showing them. She needs bigger speakers. Get them for harassment. Hey, Baltimore Brian. It's American Wagyu. It's when they crossbreed. Like, actually, I kind of like some American Wagyu because it's like a mix of that extra fatty Japanese Wagyu, and you get the some of that good American, like, good beef, you know. And if you find the right farmer or the right rancher, he has the perfect mixture. You know what I mean? I'm still searching for him. Get bison?
I don't need any extra moving around.
I don't know. Bison's good. I mean, I'll give you that. Bison's real good. I got a whole bunch of meat from Wyoming I got to split up with Andy.
Well, we're on the same mission, right? And to be on the same mission means that union, that partnership that begins right here, right now, is what we do now because of who we're serving. And
Do you ever get the feeling
He's harassing him. You dare me? Oh my gosh. Well, if you dare me, I'm doing it. That sounds good to me.
you doing okay, sir? No, I got to stop. You want us to wait with you? Oh, no, I'm okay. Yeah? We'll catch up when the speakers.
Everyone's so nice. Oh yeah, they're gonna have speakers too. So you can listen to some speakers. Hopefully there'll be hot dogs at the end, but speakers for sure.
Good idea. Part of the movement here is the recorder. That's cool. I didn't know we had one. I need to find it.
I do. Wait, no, Ling Ling has the keys, darn it.
visible too, but it's over on the floor good. It's bang.
All good, and then just remember to walk away.
I forgot the bear mace in the car too. God darn it. We'll be fine. I got my hat, so we're good. I know McCarthy. She did an interview, and they asked her to denounce any of the violence and all that stuff, and she wouldn't. Dude, she is worse than Wheeler. It's nuts. It's like, how do you get any? I guess to get one person who doesn't do nothing, and one person who's like the opposite, totally extreme opposite. It's like worse though. Yeah, she called herself like the Antifa mayor or something. I don't know about none of that. I don't know why you want to be involved. Why would you? I guess some people think it's probably best for them politically, but I don't know. It's crazy. Oh, there's a broken glass. Oh no. Somebody dropped their wine glass. You may come down here and grab a little something to eat. It's pretty nice little area, huh? All open. This is how they fix it for the COVID, I think, so they can have more seating. Oh, look at, there's a big old 6 feet ice cream. Okay, that's kind of cool. They have like these reminders. They just put basketball players in the corner, but like, this is 6 feet. This is Michael Jordan, he's 6'6". Well, Michael Jordan's wingspan's like, it's over 6 feet too. You can put that wings poster out here. This is over 6 feet. You're welcome, Curtis. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, it looks like everything's working pretty good as far as the connection issue I was having. Hopefully it stays that way. Cross my fingers. Are they doing tricks of skateboarding? What's going down in there? They're just knocking stuff around. Oh, they're knocking stuff down. Oh, shit, they're tearing it up. They're tearing up the town. Oh, no, we're going to get stopped at the red light. Oh, that's good. Well, there's no one coming. I think we're going to go for it, guys. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Whoa. It's a Homer Simpson donut. Homer Simpson donut. Oh, look at that. That's my main man. What you got there? A peace pipe? Oh, it's a key. what we're looking like today, boys. We got our special hat over in the back. Got our special sunglasses on. We're still shining. Peaches. 3 for $1 corn, man. That's crazy. 3 for $1 corn, and in Wyoming, it was a dozen for $3. Wait. Yeah, $3 a dozen. Some good corn too. Peaches and cream. All right, let's go. We gotta catch up to everybody. Let's go. Go. They're fast movers, dude. The Trump cruise? What's a Trump cruise? What is that? There's a Trump cruise? What? What are you talking about, Willis? Adam S. Thank you so much for that hot dog wood catcher, my friend. A whole bunch of people. Look at that move. Look at Civic Plaza. Shave and a haircut. 2 bits. There it is. You gotta go. All right, Tim. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate you stopping in. I'll leave the video public unless somebody starts getting naked and it gets crazy down here. But I think we're gonna be all right. Do that. What's it say? Courtship dance. This is the city hall. I'll get a beer. Thank you so much, Ultraman. Yeah, Ultraman with the 10-piece. I messed up my donuts this afternoon, but hey, I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Look at them doing the elbow bumps. We'll get some brewskis for sure skis. We just gotta be the butcher before 6.
Looks hot.
Butcher closes
Get a
at
beer
6.
with it.
So we gotta make sure we're there before that. We got blue stickers too.
I downloaded your voice, that's what told me. And plus I know you would know.
Trying to find some shade over here. We should be able to hear it no matter where we're at, but we'll get in the shade for a while so I don't get sunburnt. I should have brought some sunscreen, that'd have been helpful. I have a freezer. We bought a freezer.
Thank everyone for coming today and showing the city of McMinnville that we can have a peaceful rally. So incredibly proud of this group today and how peaceful everything was. We'll be starting the speakers at 2 p.m. So you have about 15 minutes to find a restroom, get a drink,
Oh, we
breathe
can.
a little from that nice walk that we had.
15 minutes. Thinking time to get a beer now.
There's going to be people joining for the speakers that get to go to the march. Oh, the jacket. Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. How are you doing? Yeah, we did. Especially wearing the leather.
I will, Ultraman. I'll let him know. I only look like one person, but there's actually 400 of us here.
Oh, that's okay. I can stand up.
Can you take that picture? Sure. Lindsay. Lindsay.
Yep, some to the UFO Fest. We went like 2 years ago, but they didn't have it this year because of COVID.
Oh, okay. I don't want to.
UFO Fest is amazing. I wish I could have brought it to you guys this year.
Just let me know.
Maybe next year.
There's quite a few people.
Don't say boomer, it triggers my wife.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, no worries. I understand. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for the walk. Oh, do you? Good. Good. My son is. I don't know. I don't post very often. He's only 24. Heidi. Hi. Heidi. I'm good.
Should we go try and find a beer? We got 15 whole minutes. I bet you I can get that done in 15 minutes. Buy a sign? What sign?
Thank
Someone
you very
selling
much,
signs?
PortlandAndy.
What you talking
Thank
about,
you
Liz?
very much, PortlandAndy. These are all great people.
Buy a sign, slightly smiling face.
Is there a bar, a really close bar from here? A bar? Yeah. To grab a quick beer? Just right there? Yeah. All right, thank you. You're welcome. All right, I got 15 minutes, guys. Let's hurry it up. Oh, it worked. Oh, my banana. Okay, they do pop up. They're going to start speaking in 15 minutes. They're going to start speaking in 15 minutes. So I just want to grab a beer real quick. Peer pressure from the chat, you know. Buzzy, all right, I'm going to grab this beer right now, baby. Let's go. We'll grab a quickie. Ooh, it's a cougar. Rawr. Rawr. That's a city cougar.
Thank you very much, PortlandAndy. Thank you very much, PortlandAndy.
Everyone
These
say
are
hello,
all
Lindy.
great people.
Portland, here's some beer money.
You want anything? Okay. Yep, sit outside. I'll beat you outside. Hey, how you doing? Doing great. Need to get an IPA and a cider. Do you have ciders?
Yeah, 14 and 15 there.
We'll do 14 on the cider, 16 ounce, and then I'll have an IPA.
Yeah, I've got 7, 8, and 9.
7, 8, and oh, we'll do the number 9, please. 16 ounce. Thank you.
want to.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely. I fully understand.
Okay, that's
Oh really? Thank you so much.
Leave it on the table when you're done. I'll know to come clean.
Awesome, appreciate you.
Oh, thanks. She took a drink out of it earlier. Look at that. Okay, pretty girl. Thank you.
Cheers, I got you a peach, I believe.
Ooh, thank you.
I'm gonna go. I have to be over there in 10 minutes, so if you're still here, you know where I'll be.
Okay. Probably be across the street in shade. I don't know how to park nearby. I just
You guys like my freaking awesome covering up? Oh,
What's that?
it's funky. It's
Try
okay.
that. It's good. Ooh, coffee.
Oh, is that whether it is hoppy? Oh, that's good peach. That's good. Thank you everybody for the awesome donations to cover the beer
Thank you guys.
and cider. Cause I put 20 in the video machine. All right, I'm down for that, bro. I cashed out $460 this morning during breakfast. I put a 20 in, and then my first 20 or second? No, it was my third 20, I think. Boom, hit one line, $440. Then I got a little bit more, and then I got 460 and cashed out. Got the fuck out of there.
I like this green hair that they have. This one? Really nice.
That's weird. Dude, the machines are hot. I knew that since Thursday. Thursday they were popping off on me. Then Friday they were popping off, so I was like, I gotta keep on riding it until they quit popping off. Yeah, max bet for sure. Every time, yeah, max bets. You're right, Prophet. You're right. And Jay, yeah. I'm just trying to get. Hey guys, I'm trying to get my Streamlabs thing back open. Okay. There we go. Fix that a little bit. You guys can look at me, I guess, for a few minutes. Hey guys, my back's all sweaty. Drink. Okay, we got 8 minutes. We have plenty of time. Oh my god, it gets all sweaty. Oh, I shouldn't have showed you that. Come here. Go over there, go over there. Just go in the bathroom, relax. I'm not holding his phone. Yeah, you guys are sitting with me right now, right? Who's sitting down? Who's standing up? Press 1 in the chat if you're sitting down. Press 2 if you're standing up. Thank you so much, Rob Key. I appreciate you. And you're a great American as well. Don't worry. We got some grilling, killing, and American grilling coming up.
Might be the only one, but I just got yelled at.
I'm always careful, brother. Look at me. Oh, I'm gonna go back. They're just taking a break. They're taking a 10-minute break. Then their speaker's gonna get there at 2 o'clock. So in 7 minutes I'll start speaking. So we'll go over there. I'll go back over there. I had to freaking refill the freaking engine, boys. What's for dinner? We're gonna get some meat from the butcher and a bottle of scotch. Yeah, I got my specialty hat for Fogarty. And my specialty sunglasses. They can't even tell their specialty, but they're specialty.
Sit. Come on, sit.
You're not 20. Oh, yeah, you are 21. You can have some. Hey. Want to tell the chat you said hi? Tell the chat hi. Oh, yes.
Sit. Sit, girl.
Taz, maniac, what is going on?
Here, you happy now?
Oh yeah, Mexican Coke. We have to go to Costco first for the Coke roast. Yes, they are. Butt liquor kisses are the best. She does not lick her butt. That's not true. You lick your butt? I didn't think so. I didn't think so. What? You're so full of love today, aren't you?
Sure is. I'm saying hello to every tree and every person when we walk by. So we're so slow.
My phone's right here, yeah. We got 4 minutes. We gotta go 4 minutes. She wants. Maybe we'll get a husky for you. A husky brother or sister. A husky brother. A boy husky. So we get a husky, guys. Anybody have a husky wants to give me for sale for cheaper than a normal cost of a husky? Fuck it. Let's get a husky. Let's go balls to the wall.
I'm back here. I'm back here.
There's just water. There's a big old bowl right here. Right down there. A big ass bowl of water. A cheap husky, yeah. You know, the homie hookup, the PortlandAndy hookup. Or a Malamute, hell yeah. I do have 8K laying around, but not for a dog. So I'm saying I need the hookup. I got like 200, 160. I can afford to spend on a dog. This one cost me 40 bucks. She cost me 40 bucks, dude. I bought her from a tweaker.
Came with everything.
She came with the bed, food, and everything. He's like, here.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, sweet, a new dog, 40 bucks. Fuck it.
Can I throw out your dog? Yes.
Thank you, GWS, for those two 149s. I appreciate you.
Oh, no. She just wants to move around.
Live now is now streaming my stream. What's that mean? Hell yeah! Shout out Live Now for restreaming. Big ups.
I'm really bored right now.
My name is PortlandAndy. If you don't know already, but you should know. Everyone knows. I'm PortlandAndy. Everyone knows me, dog.
We're in the shade. Feels good up there right now. Yeah. Yeah. I love the outdoor food. Yeah,
Shout out Laura. Big ups to you. Thanks for hopping over. You think I'm not going to find a husky for under 6K? We'll find it. You'd be surprised what I can find. I'm PortlandAndy. I go a lot of places and talk to a lot of people.
Maybe you'll find dogs in Yakima.
Maybe I'll find a dog in Yakima. Because it's the res. There's a lot of dogs on the res. Res dogs. Alright, I'm going to go over there.
Alright, I'll be here.
Okay. You stay here, Petey. All right, I love you.
I love you. I'll see you over there.
Okay. Thanks for the beer, guys. That was great. Well, someone let me know how long the stream's been going for. How long I've been streaming live for on this one, please. Thank you. Yeah, she's cool as heck. I agree. 47 minutes? Alright, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I gotta plug in my charger here, I would say, like, right around the 2-hour mark. So, alright, right on time.
Our first speaker today is Mary Sarah. She's our Yankton County Commissioner, and she cares very deeply for our police department. She has an amazing speech prepared. Mary Sarah.
Thank you, Becky. She said I had an amazing speech. I don't know about that, but I know
Oh, damn, not the blue mate.
Hey Andy, I know someone who has 2 available husky puppies.
And is going to be continuing the I want to thank the mayor for being here and the chaplain who spoke, and each one of you who took time out of your day to come here and to give a little love to our first responders.
Oh, you do?
What I want to do today is to challenge you to do something beyond today. It's great that we come out, and it's great that we talk about what needs to be done. But I'm going to ask you today to, I think we have enough people here to do this, I'm going to ask you to adopt a cop. And what that means is I've got a list of all of the officers in the McMinnville Police Department, and I'm going to read their names, and I'm going to ask somebody for each name that's read to make a commitment to send an email, perhaps a gift card. We've got a great donut shop. I know it's a little cliche to give a cup of donut, but we've got a great donut shop down the block, and they do deliver. We've got Union Block over here, and they make a great cup of coffee. Lots of restaurants would be a great place for one of our officers to go have a sandwich. So if maybe at the beginning of your day, if you want to start out with a prayer for the safety of that particular officer and their family, and remember them in perhaps a gift card or just a message once a month or once a week, whatever you can do. So I'm going to read out a name, and so get ready if you'd like to adopt a cop. And the address is on the police website, McMinnville Police Department, and all you have to do is remember their last name. So here we go. Get ready, because this is an auction of sorts, and I'm going to be offering the police for your adoption.
You guys can send stuff too.
Homeward Bound Pets is used to doing this with puppies and kittens. We're doing this with our police officers. So I'll start at the bottom with I'll go backwards. Bear with me. Okay. Our first officer who is up for adoption is Officer Winters.
I'll take it.
Okay, thank you very much. Officer Winters. Just a little encouragement once in a while, that'd be appreciated. Our next officer is Officer White. Who wants Officer White? Thank you very much, over there. Our next officer is actually Sergeant Willis.
Right here.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay. Officer Williams. Lindsay Burschauer, our new commissioner. Thank you very much. Captain Simons. Who wants to take Captain Simons? Mrs. Donna Hill. Thank you, Mayor's wife. Appreciate it. Next is Officer Smith. Who's got Officer Smith? Thank you.
I know Fusion. I know.
Next is Sergeant Sheets. Thank you, Chris Chenoweth, who's running for City Council. Thank you, Chris. Next is Officer Schwartz.
Me.
Heidi Parker, running for Mayor. Okay. Are we going to get anybody to take the chief? Who wants chief scales? Come on. All right, Ronnie Bostonak,
I'm
homeward
in
bound.
for 4.99 kitchen
She's got your
check.
sixes. You'll be hearing from her. Okay. Next is Officer Rudolph. Who's got
You guys want
Officer
to adopt one?
Rudolph?
Okay, we
Gentleman in the
will.
Hawaiian shirt.
We will.
Do you want the officer?
Press 1 in the chat if you want me to adopt a
Officer
if you want
Rudolph,
to adopt
remember
one.
that name. Next is Officer Rhodey. Okay, thank you, sir. Officer Rhodey. Next is Officer Rediger. All righty. We got Officer Rediger covered. Thank you very much. Officer Preston.
Okay, I'll find one. Give me a few minutes.
Thank you very much. Officer Preston is covered. Corporal Peters. All right. Corporal Peters has a sponsor.
You guys gotta fucking mash them up, dude, and send them everything cool.
Corporal Park. Corporal Park. Who's got Corporal Park? All it means is you're praying for this officer. You may be sending him a note of encouragement. Thank you, sir. Officer Nunley. Come on, let's get every one of our officers covered. Thank you very much. Lady in the red and white stripe. Officer Nunley.
Oh, damn, not the blue mace.
Next we have Corporal
Hash back the
Newhouse.
blue.
Corporal Newhouse. Thank you very much, Mike. Corporal Newhouse. Next is Officer Miller. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Officer Miller. Officer Madison. Let's get Officer Madison covered. Thank you, sir. Okay, Officer Madison is covered. Officer Meyerhofer. Officer Meyerhofer. Thank you. Officer Meyerhofer, he's got your back. Sergeant McCartney.
Press! Press!
Okay, thank you very much. We have a gentleman who's now got 2 officers.
Oh, damn, not the blue mace.
All right, thank you
I'm
very
down.
much.
Oh, damn, not the blue mace.
I'm down.
Does anybody want to take the meter maid? Does anybody want to take parking?
Absolutely, I will.
Yeah, let's show Amy some love, because I'm sure people are not happy to see her coming, but she does a vital service. So, yes, we've got Amy covered. Thank you very much. Next, we have Officer Jensen.
It's kind of loud.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Officer Jensen. Officer James. Thank you. Somebody's going to step up and sponsor Officer James. Just a note of encouragement. Thank you very much, Officer James. Captain Jasko.
We'll do, Captain.
Okay, thank you. Captain Jasko.
How do you spell that?
J-A-A-S-K-O.
J-A-S-K-O. We got it. Thank you so much.
Captain Jasko.
We got Captain down, boys. You know what to do.
Officer Hinkle. We're down to just a few, folks. Okay, thank you very much. Officer Height.
Jasko's our
Officer
boy.
Height. Thank you, sir. Oh, is your hand up, or are you just holding on to the tree? Oh, it's like an auction. Okay, your wife just told you that you're taking
J-A-A-S-K-O. That's our man.
Oh, damn, not the
You guys gotta send him,
For our officer, dear tornado, dear
Letters of
tornado,
encouragement.
dear tornado.
I said Height. Okay, who's
And let's
got
make him the most
Officer
coolest.
Hanson? There are a few people here that have not. Come on, step up. It'll just take you a few. Okay, Officer Hanson's covered.
thank you so much.
Officer Gump.
You guys gotta send him,
Officer Gump.
go to the
Okay.
McMinnville Police
Thank you very
Department
much.
website.
Officer Gump is covered.
The address is on there. And then you send it to Jasko. J-A-A-S-K-O.
Officer Frick. Thank you. Officer Frick's covered. Sergeant Fessler.
Press.
Who's got the sergeant?
Press.
Sergeant Fessler.
Oh, damn,
Thank you,
not the
Mayor.
blue mace.
Sergeant Fessler. Okay. Corporal Eckroth. Corporal Eckroth. Thank you. Eckroth. Got it? Okay. Next is Sergeant Desmond.
I'll take.
Sergeant Desmond. Thank you, Becky.
You gotta send him a letter of encouragement.
Officer Christensen. Thank you very much, Officer Christensen.
Can someone post the address and the name, and I'll pin it. I'll pin it to the chat right now.
Thank you. Okay, so we've got 2 Sertas. So someone takes initial M, someone takes initial H. C-E-R-D-A. Okay? I'm guessing they're related. Well, they're both covered. All right, Officer Carrillo. Just got a few more, folks. Let's leave here with every one of our MAC PD officers covered by somebody in this community. Carrillo, Officer Carrillo. Thank you. Okay? Thank you, sir. We've got people doubling up, so thank you. The next is Officer Burt. Officer Burt, we have somebody to cover Officer Burt. Thank you, sir. B-U-R-T. Officer Brenner. Brenner, do we have somebody to cover Officer Brenner? Just a note, just a thank you. Okay, Brenner. Next is Officer Blum. B-L-U-M. Thank you very much. We have one more. So anybody who hasn't stepped up, now's your last chance.
Email, or you can send them a letter, a physical letter.
Officer Anderson. Our last officer, Anderson.
I'll take another one there.
Thank you very much, Officer Anderson. So these are the people we need to remember in prayer and in support any way we can.
And pray for them. Yeah, make sure you get some your prayers.
Wait a minute. There's another one how did I miss that? There's one here I didn't even get to. Sorry. How could you not be on this list? No, I saw your name on this. 1 second. Sorry. Oh. All right. Well, we've got, anybody want to sponsor Officer Tukolsky? Did I say that right? Tukolsky.
I got him.
Okay.
Over there.
Thank you. All right. And we do have 2 more reserve
Guys over
officers.
there arguing
So
already.
we want to do that too as well.
Yep.
All right, 2 reserve officers. Kintz. K-I-N-T-Z. Thank you, K-I-N-T-Z, reserve officer. And one more, and that is Cortez. Reserve Officer Cortez. Thank you very much.
Do you guys want to do a fundraiser for Officer Jasko?
And just anybody,
One day?
send me an email and I'll take you. Thanks.
We could do a fundraiser if you guys want to. Or you guys can send me stuff to the P.O. box and I can deliver it to them.
Invite the rest of the speakers.
You can do a lot of stuff.
This is something I read at the Newburgh rally. Police are supposed to be indiscriminate. They're supposed to protect every resident the same. And they work hard to get it right. They wake up every day, come to work, and put the uniform on with the intention of being the best possible police officer they can. They are called upon to save the lives of our residents when they get in an accident, when they overdose, when they lose the ability to swim in our river. We have a river over there. When their heart stops beating, when they decide to end it all and feel incredibly alone, our officers show up. They toe the line. They pull the souls back from the edge when no one else can. Our officers are expected to be counselors, marriage counselors, drug counselors, emotional counselors, grief counselors. They are expected to be on-the-spot paramedics, firemen, crisis negotiators, anger management mediators, mentors, street parents, and so much more. All the while, investigate burglaries, thefts, hit and runs, neighborhood disputes, domestic violence, runaways, child abuse, assault, rapes, pedophilia, the list goes on. They are expected to be human, compassionate, and humble. Be husbands, wives, fathers, and mothers. Yet at the same time, they are expected to be emotionless and not show the hurt and exhaustion from the burdens and responsibilities that have been placed upon them by elected officials, legislation, and the community. We have asked for everyday supermen and everyday superwomen. How can we expect such a being to exist? How can we hope for a human to be all of those professions wrapped into one incredible package and then expect them to handle each different situation with grace and perfection? Lest they be ridiculed and persecuted when they lose the fight to save someone, when they make a mistake, when they don't get to that person in time, or when they can't catch that bad guy. Is the system perfect? No. Can they do better? Yes, absolutely. One thing we know for sure that has happened over the last few months: people are listening, people are hoping for better, and people are learning. We all are learning. I feel confident that the chief here is invested in making this community feel safe. It will take time to repair or even build a bridge that seems to have been missing until now. It can be done, and it will be done, through support that we give to our departments, through the support that we give to members of our communities and those that have felt silenced. It's time to put the divisiveness aside and come together to find solutions for the issues that have come to the forefront. And we can do this peacefully, and we can do this together. Thank you. Lindsay, would you like to say a word?
Thanks, Becky. I'm Lindsay Burschauer. I'm Yamhill County Commissioner-elect. I run in May. There's many faces here, voters, so thank you very much. I don't take office until January, but thank you so much for the support. Very humbled to see folks from Portland come down, and Sherwood, and many other cities to come down and stand with us in our community. That's amazing, so give them a hand. We've seen a lot on the news media, social media. They're calling us the silent majority. And I've seen polling here in Oregon specifically that say that over 80% of the population overwhelmingly supports our law enforcement community. So my challenge to you is to not let them get away with this misnomer of silent majority. We need to be very vocal about our support for our law enforcement community. I don't know where the silence coming from, but I sure as heck I'm not going to stay silent, and I hope you don't either. And I'll talk about ways you can get involved and continue to be supportive. I think what many people don't realize is that being in law enforcement is not just about pulling people over for speeding tickets or making arrests or chasing down criminal activity. It's actually, our law enforcement officers are very integrated into the different divisions we have, not only in the cities but in the counties. From our juvenile justice system, our law enforcement officers are tutors, they're mentors, they're coaches, all the way through our healthcare system. Our jails have become, quasi-mental health facilities in some ways. So they're very connected with different divisions of county government, local government that serves our citizens. It's not just about making arrests. And so they are vital to our communities, and we have to stand up and show them support. Many of you may also not realize that our local law enforcement officials, Chief Scales, Chief Kosmicki, Newburgh-Dundee PD, Mac PD, as well as our county sheriff's department, they have won awards for being on the cutting edge of not only reducing recidivism rates, reducing incarceration rates, but also improving the lives of the folks in our communities. Our Sheriff Tim Svensson, last year was named the Oregon Sheriff of the Year for the state of Oregon.
Wow. Sheriff of the Year.
I think you will see many of your local law enforcement folks start to become more publicly and visually involved. We're seeing that on a statewide level. If you would like to support statewide law enforcement from every corner of the state of Oregon, you can support ORCOPS, O-R-C-O-P-S. It's a political organization that is dedicated to promoting and supporting law enforcement. So if you'd like to donate to them, I would highly encourage it. You are also going to see some of the local law enforcement communities in Yamhill County start to get organized and start up political organizations, political PACs, and I highly encourage you to stand behind them, show support, stick a sign in your yard, write a check, do what you can to come in behind them because they are at the forefront of this national debate we're having, and it's not comfortable. Their wives are feeling it, their husbands are feeling it, their kids are feeling it. So we need to come in and stand behind them in a very strong way. So I highly encourage you to do that. And I would just end with, please pray for them. Keep them in your prayers. I have many folks that I'm connected to in the law enforcement community. They work for OSP. They work for Portland PD. And this is a very difficult time. It's a confusing time. It's mentally taxing. And just keep them in your prayers. And thank you for being here and showing your strong support.
Thank you, Lindsay. Our next speaker is Chris Chenoweth. He's running for McMinnville City Council.
Well, like all the speakers so far, I was humbled to even be asked to speak here today. You know, this is near and dear to my heart. I want to start by thanking the... Get it closer? Is that better? Sorry. I want to start by saying thank you for the organizers of this event and for the one in Newburgh. We need more of these events. The police need to know that we support them, and I thank you for putting this on. I want to thank each and every one of you that have come here today and taken time out of your Saturday to come down here and voice your support and show your support. I want to send a special thank you to the families of our police officers and the sacrifice that they have shown in what they deal with on a daily and weekly basis. And then, of course, yeah, go ahead. They deserve a hand. And of course, a big thank you to our police officers. Thank you for what you do. We know that being a police officer in America today is one of the toughest jobs there is. And we are grateful that you're willing to do it for us. I also want to make it clear, because this is the times that we live in, that when I say I back the blue, I back the 99% plus that are good, honorable men and women that chose. They weren't forced to do this. They chose to protect us. We are fortunate in McMinnville as we have a great group of officers serving our community, and I support them wholeheartedly. Having said that, there are a few bad actors in any profession. Doesn't matter what profession you look at, there are some bad actors. So when I support the blue, I do not support the bad cops nor the racists, police officers that might be in the ranks. I do not stand for nor tolerate racist behavior or policies of any type toward any race. And I hope you all agree with that. Hope I'm not alone. Before I express my appreciation to those who wear the badge, I already mentioned it once, but I want to spend a little time talking about the unsung heroes behind the scenes. And that's the families of our police officers. Their lives aren't like yours and mine. For my family, the biggest question regarding my job is, am I going to get home on time for dinner? That's the biggest thing they have to worry about. And unfortunately, most often the answer to that is no. In researching this talk that I was going to give, I found a couple of interesting pieces written by spouses that they realized right after they got married that their spouse had a lover. And I'm not referring to a person. That lover was their duty, a sense of duty that they felt to their department and to their community. It was their job. It takes a very special person to share their spouse in a fashion like that. A police officer's family never knows what event might be missed, when they might be called in for incident support, when they will get that call that their spouse has been wounded, or worse, when they might get that call that their spouse has been killed in the line of duty. That's not an easy lifestyle to live, and they deserve just as much support for their sacrifice as do the officers that they marry. Now let's be honest here. I'm sure I'm not alone. When I see those red and blue lights in the mirror behind me, the last thing going through my mind is, boy, I appreciate the police. But really, it probably should be. If you consider the amount of stress and flack they take off of motorists that get pulled over for driving without a seatbelt or speeding, if we could remember all the other things they're doing, maybe we could make that interaction a little bit easier for them. So here's some things that they are doing, and here's some good reasons why you ought to support your police. One, the simple presence of the police department and the officers in your community serves as a deterrent to those who would do us harm. From petty crime all the way up to the potential gang wars, their existence makes our lives better by serving as a barrier between the law-abiding and the criminals. Second, when you need them, they will do their dead-level best to show up and protect you. Do you need them to serve an arrest warrant in a drug house filled with guns and felons? They'll do it. Do you need them to address the suicidal ex-soldier and try to talk them back from the edge? They'll do it. Do you need them to intervene in a domestic dispute and hope it doesn't become violent? They'll do it. Do you need them to help find your missing child? They'll do it. Do you need them to go to the door and notify a parent that their teenager was just killed in a car accident? They'll do it. Do you need them to come and help your friend escape from being battered by their spouse? Yeah, they're going to do that too. Do you need them to run headlong into an active shooter situation in the hopes of minimizing loss of life? Yeah, they'll do that too. The fact is, they will come to the aid of each and every one of us in some of the most difficult situations. The least we can do, the very least we can do, is support the blue. The last reason that I have on my list of reasons why we could support the blue, and there are a lot more, these are just the ones I quickly jotted down. They're humans. They're fallible. They're sacrificing for you and I, and they need to feel the support of their community. The police are human beings with all the emotions and insecurities that are common to each and every one of us. They're not robots. They sacrifice so that we can be safe. On average, 168 officers die in the line of duty each and every year. Each and every one of them, during the course of a year, suffer emotional and psychological stress that we'll never even remotely compare to. I can't imagine having to go through and deal with some of the things they deal with on scene. Imagine showing up at a car accident and trying to save the life of somebody who's ripped to shreds in there, and how the scarring that does to them. They sacrifice time with their families. An officer never knows when that call might come in that requires them to drop what they're going to do or have to reschedule so they can serve and or protect the community. And we have prime examples of that right around here today. And I know this particular officer probably doesn't want me to call him out, but I happen to know Chief Scales had plans already for this day that he dropped in order to be present here today. That's what our officers do. Thank you, Chief. You know why I back the blue? Because they back you and I each and every day. At a time when police are more appreciated than perhaps they have ever been, they need to hear us say, we support you, we appreciate you, and thank you for what you do. I want to end with a promise that I've tried to fulfill in my life, and really I think this is the #1 way we can help our police, is to try to fulfill this promise in each of our lives. And I realize I'm, so to speak, preaching to the choir. Most of you are already doing this, but it's still a good promise. I promise to instill into my children and grandchildren an appreciation for those who serve and protect. I promise to teach them to respect you, to honor you, and to uplift all those with a badge. You're doing what most of us are unwilling to do. Thank you, Mac PD.
Thank you, Chris. So I believe our last scheduled speaker is a good man. His name is Mayor Scott Hill.
Becky, thank you. What a privilege it is for me to be able to stand with you today to recognize those who protect us, watch over us, and make this community what it is. I'd like to thank Mary for her individually calling out the names so that we could personally reach out and thank each of our officers. Lindsay, thank you for your comments and how encompassing that was. It includes yours. You know, I'm here today focused on building community support for our local law enforcement. I've had the opportunity to be involved with the city for many, many years, and as I was preparing just my thoughts, I was thinking, boy, I can remember Chief Rod Brown. I can remember Chief Wayne McFarland. I can remember Chief Ron Noble, and I can remember who we have right now, Matt Shields. And I know these individuals. I've grown up with these individuals in that I've been in this community. I know of their hearts, and I know of the dedication they have to serving everyone in this community. You know, it's amazing also in knowing the chiefs. I've been able to know personally the senior leadership within the McMinnville Police Department during all of that time. And I'm going to do just a little bit for a moment and step away because I think a lot of this has to deal with our ability to be able to talk about diversity, equity, inclusion. And I want to share with you from my perspective in the city of McMinnville, this is very important to us. And it permeates every department, it permeates our council, it permeates who and what we are. Back in 2017, really early, the city council put together a resolution that talked about diversity, equity, and inclusion in this community. And we support it. And from there, we had an opportunity to do a community survey and a strategic plan where we involved over 100 people individually, and we also had over 1,000 inputs to a survey to help us know where we should be focusing as a community. And let me tell you what the chief did, and this was back in 2018, after that survey came in. He sat down and he did a communication to the city council and to each and every one of you of the things that the McMinnville Police Department were becoming a part of to engage in making sure that we have equity in everything that we do. And if you would bear with me, I'm not going to go into long discourse on it, but I want you to know what he put together back in 2018. He wanted mental health engagement with community outreach specialists, homeless liaison. We had an officer that was specifically there to work with the homeless, a school resource officer, and we continue to do that today as we do the homeless advocate. The park ranger program, so that we can reach out to everyone in our parks. Transfer of code compliance from the police department to the planning department so that we would have a neutral department over code enforcement. UNIDO's community
engagement in what they call ALERT, a law enforcement relations team. I have had the opportunity to go with Chief Scales to Anidos and talking to them to let them know that we're here to protect them, regardless of what circumstances they find themselves in. Working with NAMI, which is the National Alliance of Mental Health. Threat assessment teams. They co-sponsor crisis intervention training, de-escalation training, bias-based policing policy review, a statistical transparency of policing program that's called STOP, the status of 8 policy reforms, commonly known as the 8 Can't Wait campaign. And if you could just bear with me, 2 additional things, and then diversity, equity, and inclusion training. Again, here's a police department before where we are today that was very focused in doing the right things for its citizens. Again, what I'd like to share is that I represent a nonpartisan local government where we demand quality for all of our citizens. Our core values are equality, accountability, stewardship, and courage. Again, as we sit here today and we celebrate the men and women in blue that strive to do everything in their power to make this a community that's safe, it's livable, and we have a long history of that. We need to recognize them. We need to shake their hands. We need to salute them. And so on behalf of the City Council and the City of McMinnville, we 100% support our police, women and men in blue, and all that they do. We support... Recently, when we heard the rhetoric about defunding police, that hurt very hard. And I'll tell you, as mayor, I think I had over 200 inquiries on email, but do you know that those were all form letters, and all they did was change their name, and they weren't giving any information than that which was given to them. And as a city council, we listen, but going through the budget process, we can account for every penny that we're utilizing to protect our citizens of McMinnville. Now, in closing, and Chris made mention of this, I had an opportunity in the middle of the week to sit down with Chief Scales, and we talked a little bit about today. And again, he did have obligations that were going to take him away from the city. He's here today, but I've got some thoughts that I would share that came directly from the chief. Every day, your McMinnville Police Department rises to the occasion to do the most difficult work on the face of this earth. We choose this profession not for financial gain or notoriety, but because we want to serve our citizens and ensure their experience is safe and crime-free. Yes, we chose this job, and we honor we honor those that we serve. Policing in this country has never been harder, yet we seek constant critique of how our police perform every day. The MACPD welcomes this feedback because that is how we grow to get better in this profession. We have some of the most intelligent, dedicated, and professional police officers this profession has to offer. We come to the aid of others in their most difficult times and when people are the most vulnerable, and we need to be our best at every moment. The MACPD prides itself in how we recruit and retain the best of the best. We hold each other accountable on a daily basis. Let me read that again. We hold each other accountable on a daily basis. That's very important. And look for opportunities to grow as humans. We take we have community trust to be essential in serving our community and strive to build it through relationships and interactions of how we perform our jobs. The PD has done a tremendous amount of community outreach in hopes of building lasting relationships. whether that be through the School Resource Officer Program, where we build connections with students, staff, or working with homeless populations through our PD liaison. We are looking to support them in our daily outreach. We're proud to have the relationships with UNIDOS and the Law Enforcement Relations Team. This group believes that building bridges within our community is the best way to serve each other with equality. Again, those are the most challenging, these are the most challenging times in the history of policing, and we acknowledge that the work to be done and ensuring equality and inclusivity occurs during that process. That being said, the MAC PD is uniquely positioned because of their professional police officers, staff, and volunteers who continue to rise to the challenge to provide the best service possible to our citizens with humanity and professionalism. So, thank you, Chief, for those words. Chief Skills is right over there. Personally, I couldn't be prouder of our force. I couldn't be prouder of the men and women that serve on a daily basis. I'll tell you in conclusion, I think we need to build bridges of cooperation rather than walls of segregation. My thanks today goes out to our MAC PD here, but we also know that we have a college campus. Linfield has their security force, which we support. The county, they have a great working relationship with the county, and up to just so recently we had an office of the Oregon State Police here, but we work continuously with them. And all of them together are out to protect us and keep our lives safe. Thank you for each and every one of you individually being here today and your support. And as we can say, back the blue. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Hill. That's the end of our scheduled speakers, so now the mic is opening up to the community. Anybody like to come up and say, here we go?
Hello, my name is Dave Howard. I am retired LEO with 28 years experience. Graduated in 1978, so quite a while ago. It's good to see all you here. It's very difficult for me to stand up and talk in front of some people, but I must overcome this fear to say what needs to be said. And some of the things I'm going to say are going to ruffle some feathers, all right? When elected officials, I'm not talking about anybody in this area, okay, decide not to protect the community, it reasonably follows that the community will become unsafe. When people feel enough is enough and start to defend their personal infrastructure, it follows that others will come to their aid. This current rash of violence is entirely on the folks at City Hall and governor's offices who do not do what needs to be done. Right. They are not doing their job. Yep. Portland is a perfect example. Mayor Wheeler allowed protesters to stop trafficking that caused people in the streets in the city with impunity. This behavior has escalated for months. As we all know quite clearly now, if you give a criminal an inch, they will take a mile. We are here today to support our law enforcement community, to witness the lies and hatred directed at law and order. These lies are motivated by many who would divide us on racial, political, ethical, and religious lines. Do police make bad decisions? Yes, they do. I certainly did. They are human in a stressful occupation, which has been mentioned before. Is this a pervasive failure of the system, systemic in nature, rampant throughout law enforcement system? It is not. I can tell you that this is a lie. The time has come for the truth to be known, for good men and women to stand up for the vast majority of men and women who work in the enforcement field, who go to their jobs ethically, honorably, and consistently every day. I especially want to acknowledge the men and women on the front lines, the patrolmen, transit enforcement units, of course the special units that train for life and death situations that pop up in ever-increasing basis. Pray for our LEOs nationwide. This career is not for the faint of heart. Thank you.
You can stand up. All right, I'll stand up. Is it better if I stand up?
Thank you very much. Someone else like to come up? Don't be shy. Anybody have any stories of interactions with the police or law enforcement?
I'll share.
She's gonna come up.
Okay, I'll go after her.
I participated in the support for law enforcement in front of the state capitol before the House bills were passed that virtually render our police unable to protect themselves. I was at the Sherwood one that got canceled because of heat theoretically. There was 125 of us out there regardlessly, waving our flags, people honking and supporting us. I had a most incredible event happen. Before I come to any of these, I asked God, how can I bring you the glory? There was a young man that stopped in front of the light and yelled at me at the Sherwood event, cops kill. And I yelled back at him and I said, well, who's going to save you when they come after you? And he said, I've got my own gun. And I said, well, be grateful for your Second Amendment. So before we left, a young man came up behind me and he said, excuse me, can I talk to you? And I said, sure, be glad to talk to you. What would you like to talk about? And he said, I want to apologize for being so incredibly rude to you. And I said, wow, I'm so thrilled that you're talking to me. Tell me your story. Tell me why you feel the way that you do. And he went on to say that as a young man, he made some stupid choices and got him and his brother in trouble. And then kind of felt like he'd been stalked by the Sherwood Police Department. But that still is no excuse. And he apologized. And he said, I gave him one of these. I came prepared with what God put on my heart. And he didn't have time to read it. He was so busy apologizing. And finally he said, you know, can you ever forgive me? And I said, you're already forgiven. And I said, the coolest thing on the face of the planet just happened. God's looking down on us. He's heard every word we said, and he's smiling. This can happen. And I'd like to read this to my brothers and sisters across the street. We have so much in common. We have so much to look forward to. We may not agree on some things, but we honor all people's right to peacefully assemble and would welcome a mutually respectful, open dialogue. It is up to everyone to willingly allow diverse opinions to be expressed. We need to be able to come together and find right solutions. No one is all right, no one is all wrong, but about anything, let alone everything. We must make the effort to openly and peacefully and respectfully listen to one another. We all lose when we can't peacefully assemble, and we can't have an open and honest dialogue with each other about things that we care so deeply about. No doubt we all have things in common. We all have stories that need to be shared. Let's all stop and take a moment to come together to explore workable solutions to complex issues. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a great message. Heidi Parker.
Good afternoon. My name is Heidi Parker. I'm a community member and I am currently running for mayor of McMinnville this year on 2020's general election ballot. I don't want
want to talk about numbers. I don't want to talk about statistics. To me, what resonates with me and why I'm here today and what's important to me is more on a personal level. Backing the Blue says more to me that's affected in my life, me as a person individually in my family, than just saying, hey, I support men and women in uniform. When I was 28 years old, my very best friend since 8th grade, her husband was a peace officer, Officer Eric Thatch. She called me on the phone. She was hysterical. She couldn't talk. I knew immediately something desperately had to be wrong, and I said, Ev, what's wrong? And she said, it's Eric. I said, I'm on my way. I dropped the phone. I packed a bag, and I got from Las Vegas, Nevada to Temecula, California in 2.5 hours. I prayed that a cop would pull me over so I could get a police escort to get there. When we got there, unfortunately, it was too late, and Officer Thatch was killed in the line of duty. He was shot during a routine call. He did everything right. He waited for backup. He parked a block down the street. He covered his 6. He waited outside, and unfortunately, he was still killed. He had only been on the force for 1 year, and Deputy Thatch forever lives in our hearts. She never got over it. I sat at her bedside. I sat on the couch with her for day after day. She wouldn't eat. She wouldn't sleep. She wouldn't drink. She wanted her husband back. To this day, she is at every single Back the Blue rally, support your police officers, fallen officers, events that go into Washington, D.C. To this day, and this was 1999 when this happened, and we're now in 2020, and Eric will never be forgotten. A few years later after that, my family, who lived in Temecula, California at that time, my father was a real estate agent. He was out surveying property in a helicopter. We were well known in the community. Everybody, we knew all the peace officers. It was a small town at that time. And we get a knock at the door. My mom answers the door and says, hey, what's going on, John? What's going on, Steve? And they just stood there in uniform. And they said, Susan, Zane's copter has gone down. We need to take you to the hospital. So here's officers that are family friends in uniform who are now seeing one of their friends hurt, wounded, and gonna die. And they have to stay strong for that family. These are the things we don't take into consideration when you want to bash the police officers. You don't realize that these men and women take this stuff home with them every single night. And they realize that it very easily could be them. They go out on the streets every day and pray that they do not pull up on an accident that is their daughter, their son, their spouse, or their mother. These are the things that they take on every single day, and they do not make the pay that, NFL players make or basketball players. And they put their life on the line, they put their emotional well-being on the line, they put their families on the line, they put their safety on the line every single day. The absolute least we can do as a community is to repeatedly say, thank you. And today we say, we have your 6 from here on out. Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi. Anybody else? Hi. I didn't introduce yourself. Hi. This way. That's the wish in front of you. Hi, I'm Kelly Menke. I'm the City Council President. And I was standing here thinking about an interaction that happened recently as a member of Ward 2, as a representative of Ward 2. After the 4th of July, there was a number of people that complained about the noise and everything, and it was an unusual 4th of July because this year we didn't have the standard 4th of July out of Evergreen. And most of the people were pretty much willing. We listened to them and they were fine. But one gentleman just really wasn't happy with the noise, and I mean really wasn't happy. Both Zach, my fellow counselor for Ward 2, and myself talked with him. Zach went and talked to the police chief, and I talked with him several times, and finally, you know, about a week down the road, I got another email from him. So I went to the police chief, Matt, and I said, could you just give me a report for that night? By that time, I figured they'd have all the information. And Matt did give me a report. And the report was that there were 6 officers on duty that night, and there was over 100 calls. At least 30 of them were fireworks related. And so I went back to the gentleman and I told him about this. And he said, wow, no wonder there was, he was just overwhelmed by what the police were doing and how brave they were to be taking all that on. So I just want you to know that there are many people that appreciate and support the police. They're very progressive here, they really care about the community, and I fully support them.
Anyone else? I really want to thank everyone for showing up today. I'm very, very proud of this group and how peaceful we were, and we marched down the middle of downtown McMinnville peacefully. And we showed the community that it's possible to have a peaceful rally without violence and get our message across to the community about how much we support police officers. And we all should be proud of each other. We're going to be doing this again probably every couple of months. So if I can have everyone commit to coming to this event every couple of months and showing the police officers that we support them, that would be really great. Thank you to all of our speakers today for showing up, for taking time out of your day. Thank you to Chief Scales for taking time away from his family and showing up to a support rally for him and his organization. I just want to say thank you again. I'm so grateful.
Thank you, Becky. Thank you. That does it.
Let's go get some beef, boys. That's McMinnville, back to Blue Rally. Let's go find Ling Ling. There's the Recall Kate Brown. The Recalling Kate Brown over there, it looks like. I'm not going to go over there because it's people's signatures and information, obviously, but that's what that is.
I think she said you could find the address to the police station online, and then I'm just going to address the office.
1 hour 43, thank you so much. I'm going to plug it in right now. Good call on that. Appreciate you. Let me go set everything down in this corner. Plug that in. All right, we're charging. We are charging. That was perfect timing too. It was like on yellow, so like 15 or 20 minutes left. It was getting super close. So Greg calling that one. Oh, somebody forgot their phone, looks like. Let's go find out where we got to go find this car at.
Yeah. Are you recording?
Yep.
Would you delete that from me?
Delete it? Which part? The part where you... Yeah, I can delete that for you. No problem.
So I will take you
Oh, there you are, Linger. Did you want to go eat around here, or do you want to go to get the steak? Do you want to eat first, or go get steak first? I can eat. I'm not.
I could also wait too.
I can wait too. What time is it?
It's
3?
3 almost. That will give us some time to go over there, hang out, start the grill. And
yeah, let's go home, get some meat and all that stuff, and go to the bar. I'll go to the liquor store. Is there a liquor store close to here? We can just go to the liquor store right here. Let's take a look. I'll just get that bottle of scotch with the chat.
I am over here.
Oh, I thought you were right there.
Nope. Wow, that looks just like me.
I was gonna walk over there. I was like, oh, that's the car.
Good thing. Yeah, this one up here.
All right, let's walk over there.
It's like it's a 12-minute walk.
Okay, let's go. Want to go to the car then? Yeah, where's the car? Let's go to the car and go to the liquor store close to home. This way? Not sure where you parked at. So, like, where did the Black Lives Matter people came? Just to, but they only stayed until this was over? Yeah. Like, if Black Lives Matter should be mattered all the time. They should be staying there more often.
Yeah,
not only big.
They went there early.
Mm-hmm. Look at the little vroom, trail bike. What's up, Chet? You guys like the McMinnville? That's pretty dope. And we adopted an officer. A court, like they had, like adopt an officer.
Oh, wow.
So we decided to chat, wanted to do it, so we did it. We got the information, and now we're gonna Patrol Captain Rhonda Jasko. Actually, you know what? It's an in stream here, just so I can keep this file separate, and then I can come back and stream later with the guys. All right, guys, we're gonna end the stream here, obviously, so we can keep this event separate as a separate video, so people in McMinnville can see it if they want to see it in the future. I do appreciate everyone for stopping in and hanging out. Shout out to all the heroes who donated all the ones and zeros. Thanks for that beer. I appreciate y'all. I'll stream here in a little bit once I get this video uploaded and all that good stuff. Until next time, y'all. Peace.